Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone is doing well. Today I have 4 Reddit stories for you guys. All credit goes to the original posters, and I will link their stories in the description. The disappearance of the 4 children might not be scary. One day there was 4 children named Daisy, 13 female, Vanessa, 12 female, Maria, 11 female, and Jesus, 10 male. They were at a park hanging out reading scary stories to each other. Then they found this trail going down to the woods. They decided to follow it and read some scary stories down there. Then they decided to split up and find a hangout spot. Daisy and Jesus went left and Vanessa and Maria went right. Then they start to find a hangout spot. Vanessa and Maria are pretty far from Daisy and Jesus now, so Vanessa decides to stab Maria with a stick and hides her body where no one will find it. Then Daisy and Jesus hear a loud scream and start running back to where the group split up. Then Daisy and Jesus find Vanessa crying, saying, "I tried to save her, but I was too late." Vanessa told Daisy and Jesus that Maria was attacked by a bear and it was too late to save her. So the group started to head back up to the park, but Daisy had to go to the bathroom. So Daisy went to the bathroom, and it's just Jesus and Vanessa outside waiting for Daisy. Vanessa tells Jesus that she saw something behind the bathrooms, so they go to check it out, and there is Vanessa with a stick stabbing Jesus and hides his body where no one would find it. Then Daisy comes out of the bathroom saying, "Where's Jesus?" Then Vanessa says, "Oh, he got picked up." Then Daisy said, "Oh, okay." Then Daisy and Vanessa go back down to the woods because Vanessa forgot her backpack. So they go back down. Then Vanessa stabs Daisy to death and hides her body where no one would find it. Then she goes back home like nothing happened. Then the next day she goes to school and finds out that Maria didn't die, and Maria goes to the police and tells them what happened and shows them where Vanessa hid the bodies. Then they arrest Vanessa for what she did, and she faces the death penalty. That's why you shouldn't go in the woods with people you don't trust that much. Mom's voice. Roughly 3 months ago, I had just woken up at around 11 a.m. I remember I was sleeping on the couch because it was cooler as compared to my room. I sat up not aware of the time and heard my mom's voice call out my cat's name, Tom. She said it like she usually did, "Tom," and so I got up and went to her room. She was not there. She was not in the house at all. I called her and she said she left for work 2 hours prior. I was freaked out to the point where I ended up buying a crucifix chain. Eventually, although I was absolutely adamant I heard her voice, I chalked it up to being tired since I just woke up. However, cut to a couple of hours ago, I was sitting in the backyard porch with my puppy, and the screen door was open so I could see through into the house. My mom had left for work 3 to 4 hours previously. It was currently 8 p.m. I heard her voice say the exact same thing, the exact same way, in the exact same location. I thought I heard a couple months earlier, "Tom." But right after I heard the voice, I was still looking into the house and saw my cat Macy sort of jogging towards where the voice came from. But her fur was puffed up as if she felt threatened or scared, which freaked me out even more, as it made me think, did she hear the voice too, or see something I didn't? I'm writing this in bed at 2 a.m. with my crucifix chain on, and I'm still getting goosebumps thinking about it. There's no way I heard the exact same voice and words twice. Old story, still freaked out. When I was about 15, my friend was talking about an Ouija board and saying how it worked. I'll call her friend 1. I didn't think that shit like that existed. I heard stories and stuff, but I wasn't fully convinced. Even though my whole life I was told not to mess with one by my religious family members, I didn't believe and I was curious, so I suggested that we try one. One night it ended up happening. I was with friend 1 and friend 2. I was so nervous that it would actually work. It was around 2 in the morning. We were in my dining room, which is basically just an extra room we didn't use. We had a dim light that dangled above the table. All three of us put our fingers on it and asked if anyone was there. It slowly started to move towards yes. Friend 2 took her finger off because she was scared, which kind of made me scared since she broke the rules. But I also thought it was all just a bunch of BS. We all asked each other, "Did you move it?" All of us said no. I felt chills go down my spine. We put our fingers on and kept playing. We asked it what its name was, and it said that it was friend 1's dead mom. We all looked at each other. We asked how old it was, and it said the age of my friend's mom would be. We figured it was just a spirit pretending to be her mom, because that's what they do when they want to get out, right? Then we just kept asking it questions that it wouldn't know, like how tall is this person? What color is this person's hair? How old is this person? It got every single one right. We started to get really freaked out, so we stopped. We said goodbye, but I'm not sure if it did. Every now and then my 3 friends would play it. It was never all 4 of us, just me and 2 other friends, but they would alternate. It said some other really weird things. One time we were talking to a spirit and we asked what its name was, and it was just a bunch of jumbled letters. I don't know what that means. Anyway, after a while we stopped doing it, but after we did it, weird shit started happening at my house, like in the kitchen, which is right by the dining room. You would be in the fridge or something and you could hear freshly washed silverware clinking together, even though no one was in there. Then me and a friend were trying to go to sleep. It was around 3 a.m. It was dead silent. Then we both heard a loud noise and look at each other because we can't distinguish what it is. It sounded like something dragging. Then it clicked. I knew exactly what it was. It was the dining room table. I knew because I moved it before, so I knew the sound it made. It was very distinct. It was a wooden table on tile floor, so it made that really loud, bumpy sound. Anyway, no one was in there when it happened. My mom was on the opposite side of the house. Our dogs were with us. The other thing it could have been was a cat. And I don't think a cat could move this table. It was hard to move, and that happened twice. So yeah, that really freaked me out. I started to feel like I was being watched and shit. I know one of my friends felt the same way. I woke up once to someone answering my name in the middle of, or whispering my name in the middle of the night. I thought it was my mom trying to wake me up, so I went to her room, but she was sleeping. So I woke her up and asked if she was trying to wake me up, and she said no. I had her walk me back to my room so I could turn on my lights on because I was so scared. I don't know, it was just a crazy experience. Does anyone have any feedback or explanations? Not just a game. So I played this game years ago when I was about 14 years old. My best friend at the time, Melissa, and I decided to play the board. We lit some candles and proceeded to play. We put our fingers lightly on the planchette and asked, "Is someone there?" It replied yes. We then asked, "What is your name?" It replied Gina. We then asked, "What do you want?" It started to write CHE, then slowly made its way to L. At this point, I noticed it was starting to spell out my name. From the L, the planchette began to go towards the S. I threw my hands up and started to cry. I, 110%, trusted Melissa. This girl was my best friend, my ride or die. But I was so scared at this point, I had to ask Melissa, "Did you move it?" She promised me she wasn't moving it. I believed her, then I still believe her. So after I called my mom is super religious, she calmed me down and said a prayer. My mom then said my sister wanted to talk to me, so I get on the phone with my sister. She heard me talking to my mom and wanted to talk to me about her experience playing the game. My sister then began to tell me how she was also contacted by Gina when she played years before me. My sister then asked if I had talked to my oldest sister yet about this. I had not. She told me to call my older sister and talk to her about this, so I did. My oldest sister had played the game before both me and my other sister had played. She too was contacted by a little girl named Gina. However, my oldest sister actually stayed and talked to Gina. when she had played with this game. My sister then told me how Gina had passed away. Gina had a very similar childhood to my sisters and me. I won't go into detail about hers or our childhood, but it wasn't the best. The fact that my sisters and I all played the game on different occasions, all with different people, and were contacted by the same person, makes me know that this is not just a game. Since that day, I have never and will never play the Ouija board. I know it is made by Milton Bradley, and they are a game company. However, in my experience, the Ouija board is not a game. It is not something to be played with. If you are reading this and have not touched the Ouija board, don't. Please do yourself a favor and don't. Thank you for listening. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing and liking my channel, and I will see you on the next one.